By the end of this session, you will learn about Excel tools like sorting, filtering, data validation, consolidation, subtotal, charts, drawing tools, printing, error checking, spell check, formula auditing, templates, pivot table, tracking changes, security and customization. Now let us start with sorting in Excel. Sorting means arranging data in a specific order so that it becomes easier to read, analyze and understand. For example, in a student mark sheet, we may want to arrange student name in alphabetical order or arrange marks from highest to lowest to find toppers. So let me show how sort works. First, select the entire data range including column headings. This is very important because Excel must know which data belongs to which column. Then go to Data tab on the ribbon. Then select Sort A to Z or Sort Z to A option. If you click Sort A to Z means the data will sort in ascending order. If you select Sort Z to A means the data will sort in descending order. For number, sort A to Z means smallest to largest and Z to A means highest to lowest. Then select expand the section. Then click sort. If you select expand the section means the data will sort entirely with all row values. If you select continue with current section, then your data will sort only to the particular column value. Excel also provides custom sort options. By using custom sort, we can sort more than one column value in a Excel. For example, we can sort student by department and then by marks is done with the help of custom sort. Next, filtering. Filtering is used when we want to display only selected data and temporarily hide the remaining rows. For example, suppose we have a list of students but we want to see only triple department or student who scored more than 70 marks. This is where filtering becomes very useful. To apply filter, first I select the header row on the table, then go to the data tab and click on filter. Now you can see small drop down arrow appears in each headings. Then if I click the arrow in the department column, then select triple. And also in mark column, if I choose greater than 70, then the Excel immediately hide all rows that do not match the selected condition. Filtering does not delete any data. It only hides unwanted rows temporarily. Now let us move on the data validation. Data validation is used to control what type of data can be entered into a cell. This helps us to avoid unwanted data entry mistakes. For example, we may want to allow only numbers in a mark column and we may want to restrict marks between 0 to 100. Sometimes we may want to create a drop-down list for departments like EEE, EC, CSE. Let me explain the steps. First, select the cell or range of cells where I want to apply validations. Then go to the Data tab and click on Data Validation. Here, Excel provides different data validation options. I choose whole number so I can restrict the value between 0 and 100. Now if some tries to enter 150, then Excel will show an error message. I can also choose list if I create a drop down menu. For example, I can type EEE, ECE, CSE as options. Then the user can select only from the given list and cannot type random values. Data validation improves accuracy and prevents incorrect data entry. Let us move on the important features in Excel called consolidation. Consolidation is used to combine data from multiple worksheets into a single summary sheet. This is very useful when the same type of data is stored in different sheets. For example, consider a situation where sheet 1 contains January sales and sheet 2 contains February sales and sheet 3 contains March sales. Instead of manually adding all the values, Excel allows us to consolidate them automatically. Let me explain the step. First, create a new blank sheet where I want the summary to appear. Now, I go to the Data tab on the ribbon, then click on Consolidate. A dialog box will open. In this dialog box, first option is function. From the function list, I can choose sum to find total, average to find average, count, max or min based on our requirements. For our example, I select sum. Next, I click add and select the data range from the first sheet, say January sales. Then again, I select the data range from February sales and click add. Similarly, I add the data range from March sales. After adding all the required ranges, I click OK. Now, Excel automatically combines all the values and displays the final consolidated result in one sheet. Next, let us see subtotal feature. Subtotal is used when we want Excel to automatically calculate totals for grouped data within the same worksheet. For example, suppose we have a student mark list with a different department columns such as ECE, EEE, CSE, and each department has multiple students with marks. First, to apply subtotal, the data must be sorted by the category column. So, I select the data and sort it by department. Now, all CSE students appears together followed by ECE and then EEE. Next, I go to the Data tab and click on Subtotal. A subtotal dialog box open. Here I select at each change in department, use function as sum, add subtotal to marks column. After selecting this option, I click OK. Now Excel inserts subtotal rows automatically after each department. Excel also creates an outline view on the left side. Using this outline, we can view only the subtotals, expand or collapse detailed data. Subtotal is very useful for department-wise report, category-wise sales analysis, grouped data summaries. Now let us move on to the another very important features in Excel called creating charts. Charts are used to represent data visually so that information become easy to understand, compare and analyze. Let us understand this with an example. Suppose we have a worksheet containing student name in column A, marks in column B. First, select the entire data range including the headings. Now go to the Insert tab on the ribbon. You can see charts option like column chart, bar chart, line chart, pie chart. Let me explain some commonly used chart. First, select a column chart. Immediately, Excel create a column chart where student name appear on the horizontal axis, marks appear on the vertical axis. Column charts are useful for comparing values between categories such as marks of different students. Next, let us see a bar chart. Bar charts are similar to column charts, but they are displayed horizontally. They are useful when category names are long or when we want easy comparison. Now let us look at line chart. Line chart are mainly used to show changes over time. For example, monthly sales from January to December. In a line chart, time appears on the horizontal axis, values appear on the vertical axis. A line connects the data points to show trends. Finally, let us see a pie chart. Pie chart show how each value contribute to the whole. For example, department-wise student strength. Each slice of the pie represent a category and size shows its percentage. Excel allow us to add chart titles, change color, add data labels, resize and move charts. Now let us move on the another useful feature in Excel called drawing tools. Drawing tools are used to enhance the visual appearance of a worksheet and highlight important information clearly. Using drawing tool, we can insert shapes, arrows, text boxes, callouts, etc. These tools are especially useful when we want to explain data, mark important points, or create simple diagram inside a worksheet. Let me explain this with an example. Suppose we have a student mark sheet and we want to highlight the topper's mark. First, go to the Insert tab on the ribbon, then click on Shapes. A list of shape appears including rectangle, circle, arrows, lines, etc. Now I select a rectangle shape, then click and drag the mouse on the worksheet to draw the rectangle around the topper's mark. Excel allows to change the shape color, add a border or resize or move the shape anywhere on the sheet. We can also insert text boxes. So text boxes are used to add explanation or comments. For example, I can insert a text box and type highest score or important total. So for this, go to Insert tab, then select Shape, then select Text box, draw it on the worksheet and type the text which you want. Text boxes can be formatted by changing its font size, changing text color, applying background shapes, etc. Drawing tools are also useful for creating flowchart diagram, marking errors or corrections, highlights, total or results in a report. Now let us move on the important step in Microsoft Excel, which is printing worksheet. Before printing any worksheet, it is very important to format it properly. Good printing ensures that the output looks neat, professional and readable. Let us understand this with an example. Suppose we have prepared a student mark sheet in a Excel, then we want to print it. First, we need to set the print area. To do this, first select the required data range that I want to print. Then go to the page layout tab. Then click on print area. Then select set print area. Now Excel knows exactly which part of the worksheet should be printed. Next, let us adjust the page layout. For this, go to page layout tab again. Then you can select margin to control space around the page or orientation like portrait or landscape. Now let us look at print preview. For this, go to file, then select print. On the right side, Excel shows a preview of how the worksheet will appear on paper. Using print preview, I can check alignment, ensure headings are visible, confirm that data fits properly on one page. If something looks incorrect, I can also go back and adjust margin, columns or scaling. If everything okay, then click print. Then Excel will print your data. Next, we'll see error checking. Error checking is used to identify mistakes in formulas and help us to correct them easily. For example, in cell A2, I entered the value 10 and in cell B2, I entered value as 0. Now in cell C2, I entered the formula equal A2 by B2. After typing the formula, I press enter. Immediately Excel displays an error message. This error occurs because division by 0 is not allowed in mathematics. Now let us use the error checking tool to identify this error. For this, go to Formula tab on the ribbon, then click Error Checking. Excel highlights cell C2 and shows an error message. The message says the formula divides by 0. Excel also provides option to edit this formula, help on this error or ignore the error. Next, spell check. Spell check is used to identify and correct spelling mistake in text cell of a worksheet. Let us explain this with an example. In cell A1, I type student. Here the word student is wrongly entered. And in cell A2, I type Excel. It is also wrongly entered. By using spell check option, we can correct this spelling. For this, go to Review tab and select Spelling. Excel immediately starts checking the worksheet from the selected cell. A spell check dialog box appears on the screen. Then Excel highlights the misspelled word like student Excel. In suggestion list, Excel shows the correct spelling of student and also Excel. From this, I can select the correct spell, then click change. Then Excel will change the wrong spelling with the correct one. After checking all text, Excel shows the message spell check is complete. This confirms that there is no more spelling mistakes in the worksheet. Spell check in Excel checks only text. It won't check numbers or formulas. Next, formula auditing. Formula auditing helps us to understand, verify and debug formulas in a worksheet. It shows which cells are used in a formulas and which cell depend on a formulas. Let me create a simple example. In cell A1, I type English. In cell B1, I type max. In cell C1, I type total. Now I entered the mark in A2 as 40 and B2 50 and in C2 equal A2 plus B2. Then the total marks are displayed as 90 in cell C2. Now I want to see which cells are used in these formulas. For this, first I need to select cell C2, then go to the formulas tab, then click trace precedence. Excel draws blue arrows from cell A2 and B2 to C2. This clearly shows that the values in A2 and B2 are used to calculate the result in C2. Next, to remove the arrow, go to remove arrow in the formula auditing group. Then select remove arrows. This will remove the arrows. Next, I want to see which cell depend on a particular cell. For this, select cell A2, then click trace dependent. Excel draw a arrow from A2 to C2. This indicates that the value A2 affects the formulas in C2. Next, let me view all formulas in the worksheet. For this, go to Formula tab, then click Show Formulas. Now, Excel will show the actual formula instead of result. For example, in cell C2, it shows equal A2 plus B2. This helps quickly viewing all formulas in a worksheet. To return to normal view, I click Show Formulas again. Next, templates in Excel. Templates help to save time by reuse formatted worksheet without creating them each time. It saves time and maintain consistency in worksheet. The file type for template is .xltx. Let us see an example. To create an Excel template, first go to File, then click Save As, then choose the file location. In the Save As type drop-down, select Excel template. Give the name for the template, then click Save. Now the worksheet is saved as template. So you can use this template anytime to create new worksheet without formatting it again. Next, pivot table. Pivot tables are powerful feature that allow us to summarize large data set quickly. They help us to analyze data and make report easily without writing complex formulas in Excel. For example, imagine we have a student marks data set. From this, if we want total marks scored by each student and average mark in each department, doing this manually, Excel provides a smart features like pivot table. For this, first I select the entire data range, including the column heading. This is very important because Excel must know which data belongs to which column. Next, go to Insert tab on the ribbon, then click on Pivot Table. A dialog box appears asking where to place the pivot table. First, I choose a new worksheet, then click OK. The pivot table field list appear on the right. I can drag and drop field as follows. In row, drag student name to see marks by each student. And in column, drag subject to see marks in different subjects. Next, in values, drag marks to calculate totals or average. I can also drag department field to the filter area. This allow me to view data for a specific department like CSE, ECE or EEE students. Now let us learn tracking changes in Excel. Tracking changes is a useful feature that allows us to record all edits made by multiple users in a worksheet. It is especially helpful when multiple peoples are working on the same file and help it in teamwork and auditing. For example, imagine we have a student marks worksheet shared among teachers. Multiple teachers may update marks at different times. Tracking changes allow us to see who changed what and when. For this, first go to the Review tab on the ribbon, then click Track Changes and select Highlight Changes. In the dialog box, check Track Changes while editing. This also shares your workbook. Select when to track changes from a specific date or all changes. Choose who to track changes by all user or specific users. Optionally check highlight changes on screen. Then click OK. Now any edits made in the worksheet will be recorded. For example, if a teacher updates Ravi marks from 85 to 88, then Excel will highlight the changed cell, then show a small indicator in the corner. Record who made the changes, what value was changed and when. Next, to review the changes, go to Review, then Track Changes, then select Accept or Reject Changes. Excel will show a list of all edits. You can accept changes if they are correct or reject changes if they are incorrect. This helps maintain accurate record and ensure accountability. Now let us learn about security and customization in Excel. Excel provides feature to secure your data and also customize the interface for convenience. These tools are very useful when working with important data or when you want to work faster by personalizing Excel. For example, imagine we have a student marks worksheet. We want to prevent accidental edit. Then go to Review, then select Protect Sheet. You can set a password to restrict editing. Choose what action user can perform like selecting cells, formatting or insert rows. Then click OK. To protect the entire workbook, go to Review tab, then select Protect Workbook. You can restrict structural changes like adding, deleting or renaming sheets. Set a password if needed, then click OK. Now only authorized user can make changes and reducing the risk for accidental or unauthorized edits. Next, customization. Right click anywhere on the ribbon and select Customize the ribbon. You can add new tabs, new groups or frequently used commands. Similarly, go to File, then select Options, then select Quick Access Toolbar to add shortcuts. For example, save, print or track changes, etc. to the Quick Access Toolbar for faster access.